Standing Rush was established originally to specifically focus on the protection and long-term preservation of natural areas in Northwest Ohio. We're focusing specifically on a 600-acre coastal marsh on the shore of Sandusky Bay. And our primary mission statement, once preserved, is to return the coastal marsh community to its full ecological function. Coastal marshes are critical to the whole marsh community and to the broader region for a wide range of reasons, but you could boil it down to water quality, you could boil it down to wildlife habitat, but really it's a quality of life for the present but for future generations. Standing Rush is really finding its foothold because it recognizes that it relies on others, and that's true whether you're an organization or an individual. You got to work together for a common good. One of the terms that gets used here is marsh country. You know, you hear people talk about the western basin of Lake Erie as marsh country, and I think that includes the farmers. I mean, the farmers have a natural and intrinsic tie to the lake, and they want what's best for the lake. You know, I've been really struck, having worked on this particular property for 3 years. You know, you've got people who their roots are farming, but their roots are commercial fishing, they're in trapping, it's all tied together. Yeah, duck hunting, it's all tied together. And so, you know, I think, like you say, you can't be an expert in everything. I certainly don't know everything on the agronomic side. You know, I mean, the farmers are the experts and how to tend to their fields. We try to be the experts in how to tend to the marsh environment, and then you got to work together to figure out how they work in conjunction with each other. And I think, you know, generationally, that just continues to improve. So that's a good sign for the whole lake. Certainly a good sign for the region, but a good sign for all of the Great Lakes. What I try and tell my kids, and what I try and tell anyone who has basic interest, is kind of commit to learning specifically about one thing. Maybe you do it once a week, maybe you do it once a month, but the more you learn specifically about a given organism, or it could be plants, it could be birds, it could be fish, find something in the outdoors that you have interest in and learn a lot about it. And if you can do that repeatedly, you're going to find, in many cases I've found, you'll do it more and more often. And the more you understand, typically the more you appreciate. And so I think that's step one. And then you can do it in small ways. Conservation doesn't have to be on a large scale. You can do it in your backyard. There are all sorts of resources to do it in very small scale. And obviously you can support others who are working more on a landscape scale.
Unfortunately, the reestablishment of wetlands by natural processes along the coast of Lake Erie is a very difficult proposition.
Yeah, I mean, this is really helping helping nature's hand as much as anything, and it feels counterintuitive sometimes that you got to be so hands-on, but it's kind of the world we've created for ourselves. One of the benefits of this place, I think, is that it does give exposure, you know, so people can visually see the change, and we've been really taken aback at how many people take notice. You know, they recognize that, boy, that was just cloudy water last year and now it's lush green. What are you guys doing over there? I really look at this as, you know, I'm a short-term owner in something that lasts and is way bigger than Standing Rush and way bigger than me individually.